Hi, I'm Nick Shell, and I'm here to help out other husbands. Maybe you're recently married or you're about to be married, and I've got these videos that I'm making to see if anyone's interested in watching them. I'm here to help you. Now, what we're going to talk about today, basically how to be proactively, how to be a good husband, how to prevent problems from happening. The thing we want to talk about today is words of encouragement. Now, you may have heard of the 5 love languages, Gary Chapman that wrote that book. Very important book for you to know about. One of those love languages is words of encouragement. Many people are wired to need words of encouragement. Something I've kind of figured out, not just with my own self, but other friends, is that men, that often is one of their main love languages. They need words of confirmation. So you can imagine, especially from their wife, they need those words of confirmation, that words of praise, thank you, you're doing a great job, that sort of stuff. Now, something I've also noticed is that's not the thing that females typically need the most. So there's this paradox in which, in order to feel good about ourselves and probably to be a better husband, we need words of encouragement. Yet that's the thing that our wives are often most likely not to give us, the very thing. Now, I've been married 7.5 years. I can already tell you, even if your wife knows that, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't mean that you're suddenly going to get enough words of encouragement that you need. Okay? So grasp that as truth, because that is truth. So here's what it comes down to. Now, if we know that love is not about so much, it's not about what you get, but it's what you give, and marriage is love, then we've got to process this. Are we going to become the victims that think, well, my wife doesn't encourage me enough with the things she says, so I can't? No, that's making yourself a victim. And I never teach anyone to allow themselves to believe that they're a victim. So it's a matter of you being emotionally intelligent enough to think, you know what? Yeah, words of encouragement would be great for my wife. If she thanked me more, if she complimented me more, that would make me feel better and more confident in what I do. However, I'm not going to base who I am on whether or not she gives me enough words of encouragement. What if you, being the man, being the husband, thought, you know what, I'm okay without those words of encouragement? And it's funny because it took me several years to get to that point. And it's funny how you probably heard the saying before that the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's kind of one of those things. As far as this goes, the less you depend on words of encouragement from your wife, the less you need it. So I've just got to the point where I don't expect it at all. And now I really don't even care about it anyway. And when I do get it, I was like, oh, well, that's nice. But I used to care so much about it, and now I don't. And I realized it was limiting me before to depend on those words of encouragement. Now I don't depend on it, and so I can become the person who's not about taking love, but giving love. And one of the reoccurring themes in my videos about being a good husband is that it's about you being proactive about all these things. So this is one thing we can do to be proactive, is recognize that, yeah, words of encouragement are something we need, but at the same time, if we don't get it, we can move past that, and that makes us less of the victim. So I hope that makes sense to you. Don't depend on those words of encouragement, even though you need them. And then when you realize that you can actually be fine without them because you've been the strong one, and that's what I'm getting at is this. I want to close with this. It's about you being the strong husband. Now, we can talk about these old biblical ideas of the husband being the leader and all this. Well, true, but it's not about saying that you're the leader. It's about being the leader. It's actually leading. So if you're not emotionally dependent, saying, I need word of encouragement to be good enough. Now, I mean, obviously you don't do that, right? So instead, just be confident in yourself. And by being confident, what I mean by that is simply this. Don't expect her to compliment you. Don't expect her to encourage you. It's great if she does. And I know we're wired that way, but don't expect it. And then you don't need it as much. And then you realize you're that much more independent, and she respects you that much more, and probably actually will give you more words of encouragement. Don't leave it up to her. Just process it yourself and deal with it internally as a man. I hope that helps. It is truth. I've lived it. I know where I'm coming from. 7.5 years of being married. I speak with experience. I hope this helps.